For His Excellency, the Governor of Anambra State, Chief Willie Obiano.
Idemili North local government area is unarguably one of the frontline councils among the 21 local government councils in Anambra State. It was a principal constituent of the defunct Idemili local government area, out of which were created Idemili North and Idemili South local councils in 1989. Idemili North, with its headquarters in Ogidi, is in Anambra Central Senatorial District. It is made up of 10 towns, namely Ogidi, Mpo, Obosi, Umuoji, Oruku, Abatete, Eziowele, Abacha, Idani, and Uke. Idemili North is a major hub of trade and commerce in Anambra State, southeast of Nigeria. This informs the metropolitan bent and the very high population density in vast parts of the council. It is one of the few councils in Anambra State that have a significant spread of rural settings. The huge economic activities inducing very high vehicular and human traffic, housing and other infrastructural and environmental challenges characteristics of the council pose equal measure of administrative burden on the chairman of the local council, who superintends over governmental responsibilities in the council. The endemic challenges in effectively running Idemili local council seemed intractable until Providence threw up Honorable Barrister Asha Nnabuife as the transition chairman of the council. Barrister Nnabuife is considered so good that the system has twice presented him for service as the transition chairman of Idemili North.
I consider myself to be a very lucky person in terms of local government administration. First of all, I was appointed the transition chairman of this local government first in 2011, 12, and 13. I left 2013. I was adjudged to be the best in the federation. I won a prize, 12 sit-ups and some cash. In 2017, His Excellency Governor Willie Obiano reappointed me again, and since 2017 I've been here. It's an opportunity for me to thank His Excellency Governor Willie Obiano for his trust, continued trust and confidence.
The highly unassuming barrister ceaselessly applies himself to the critical demands of the council, and the results of such uncommon dedication to his administrative responsibilities are evident in the relative ambience of sanity that now marks the ex-wild rowdy flashpoints that long endured as Idemili North's stereotype. The emergence of Barrister Nnabuife signified a remarkable shift in the management of the council. It has ensured responsiveness to the core needs of the people. It has repositioned Idemili North as a signature in local government administration across Nigeria. Barrister Asha Nnabuife's deft administrative capabilities have earned Idemili North accolades and laurels as the best managed local government council in Nigeria. This ingenuity, no doubt, has kept Barrister Nnabuife as the longest-serving chairman of local government council's chairman in Anambra State. In this capacity, he has creditably impacted on the unified local government system, which enjoins synergy of the local councils with the state government in uniformly structured development of the councils.
What you see in this local government is what you see in another local government, because it's a unified local government structure we are running. So any local government you go, the governor has given free hand to all the local government chairmen to do the little, depending on the funds available. We will look at what His Excellency is doing and pursue the same. His Excellency is very passionate in area of infrastructure. Like if you go now, Anambra State is building one of the best airports in the country. On completion, that airport will open a lot of roads and ways for Anambra people to get outside Nigeria. So that is what we are looking at. We will look at His Excellency, what he is doing, and we'll continue to move in that direction.
Barrister Nnabuife sings Governor Willie Obiano's panegyric as the indisputable fulcrum of every development for which he, Nnabuife, is enamored by Idemili North people. He insists that Chief Willie Obiano's high-octane administrative expertise and the governor's insistence that the limited funds available to the local councils should be judiciously deployed in running their affairs have gainfully resulted in the success of the unified local government scheme that drives simultaneous development across the length and breadth of Anambra State.
Like I said, we operate a unified local government system. So most of these things that are being handled by the state government, what we do is the Department of Health departments here, because we have a department, we liaise with the state government. And whatever they are doing at the state level, we bring it down here at the local government level and make sure that most of the primary health centers are working very well, and the supplies, the clinics and the maternities that we have in all the local governments are working, because state government make sure that they supply the drugs, they pay the workers there, so our own we supervise and make sure that we work according to the directives and dictates of the state government, because we are working as a team in synergy with the state government.
Barrister Nnabuife sees Governor Obiano as his beneficent patron and chief pillar of support for all his attainments in the Idemili North local government area. The evident spate of infrastructural and human resource development in Idemili North local government under Barrister Nnabuife, despite the harsh national economic reality, no doubt pronounces the presence of a seasoned and indefatigable administrator. His special interventionist administration as the Transition Council chairman has enthroned monumental legacy projects like never before in the history of local government administration in Anambra State. He has successfully embarked on highly ambitious projects like the design and construction of the failed Umusiomempo Road, which included the massive clearing of swamp that had for many years increasingly claimed residential and commercial properties on its course. The project, which understandably brought joyful relief to Mpo community and the numerous users of that strategic route, involved the construction of a technically challenging bridge and a canal to effectively contend with the threats of the ravaging groundwater and swamp.
On behalf of His Excellency, the Governor of Anambra State, who has given us the free hand to work as a local government in Anambra State, I hereby cut this tape to declare this road open for the use of mankind. In Jesus' name.
Oh, I feel very, very delighted. I feel so happy. Obi Boy Sangole. Born in Ezanya, you see how they turned out, even without notice. It shows that we are very, very happy that this road that have demarcated us from our brothers and our kids and kin for the past 7 years, that today we can now move again with ease and relate very well as a community. So we are very delighted and very happy.
In fact, it is the only road that links to all villages in Mpo. It is the only road that you can take from Umusiome to Mbachu. Umusiome is the head, the beginning of Mpo, and Mbachu is the last community of Mpo. Any person coming from Oka towards Ogidi to Afampo, and the person is going to Umuoji, Idani, Uke, Ojoto, the person has no business going to Mpo Junction. The person will just stop at Afampo, take this road, go to Umuoji, go to Ojoto, up to Nnabuife. It decongest not only Afampo but up to Mpo Junction.
I want to thank His Excellency, the Governor of Anambra State too, for giving us the opportunity and free hand too to run the local government, especially Idemili North, and for his interest in Idemili people. This road has been out of use for about 4 years or more, and we've been thinking of what to do to the road, and I decided to carry out from the local government level a palliative work. When we started, we found out that palliative work may not eventually do the work, so we decided to put up a box culvert, the mini bridge you can see there, because this place is waterlogged. and it's been causing a hell of problem for the people living within this area. And today we've been able to complete it. It's commissioned today. Now His Excellency would have been here to commission this road, but for the fact that we have this pandemic all over the place, I think most of his activities are put off. He will still come here to commission the road. What we did was just to pray and then open up the road for public use.
Barrister Nnabuife also constructed the over 300 meters Afompo First Choice Iyenu Road bypass as a way of decongesting the problematic Afompo junction. He equally introduced street lights along the road to ensure the safety of road users at night.
Before, you cannot pass here. Bombs, before your motor, everything, shock or something, all of them will get grounded. But this man be a jideba near those street lights. Now, security adigo because auto light today. Before you can steal somebody's property, next neighbor will see you. I know Safi Jide. This man Louis Wall, does being bus stop corner. But now this is a very good thing. This man from our governor Obiano, they unite together. So they make here to be very good place because ever no way to. I know what we are suffering here, but now this man have already put here in a place.
We are extremely happy because this is just one of its kind. At least we now have access road around here. All those bombs that we used to pass when coming back from work or when going to wherever, it is no more here again. So we are so happy, even the street lights. Governor is doing some good work up there, and the local government chairman down here is also doing some good work. At least this is pure evidence.
I'm excited. This is the first time that a sitting DC chairman of a local government will be very creative, doing so much with so little, being able to understand that governance is about creating capacity, about solving people's problems, community problems. So I think we should appreciate our governor for being able to put square peg in a square hole, being able to ensure that the governance is all about development of the people.
We have so many roads that we put street lights, but they are not tarred. All we did was just to scrape the road and make it more trouble. Okay, so that's what we did. For instance, if you get to Post Office Road, you have street lights. You get to Mercedes Avenue, you have street lights. You get to most of the roads at Mbon, you have street lights. You get to Ata Road, you have street lights. They are not tarred, but we're able to make it more trouble. You get to Summer Hill roads, you have street lights. So this is what we did, and you get to some places at Moab, you have street lights. We're able to do that, hoping that as funds come, we'll be able to begin to asphalt the road. But meanwhile, we'll be able to lighten the streets.
Barrister Nnabuife constructed the new tire by Post Office Road to the Express as an alternative route and a strategic detour for commuters to Onitsha when the traffic is very high.
Agula Avenue is one road that will lead you straight to Onitsha from Akuzi. And at Mercedes Avenue Junction, we used to have heavy traffic there. So we discovered that if we're able to tar the Post Office Road from the Agula Avenue linking the Express, we'll be able to decongest the junction of Agula Avenue that leads to Mercedes Avenue. So if you are going to Onitsha and that place is blocked, all you do is to turn your left from Tazan Junction through the Post Office Road and you get to the Express, and through the flyover you can go straight to Onitsha. That is the kind of thing we are doing. It's about 400 meters. We're able to tie the road and it's been put to use and commissioned.
Conscious of the hazards of potholes on the busy roads that traverse the communities in the council, Honorable Nnabuife embarks on routine pothole filling.
We've been able to handle potholes and we've been able to take on Ogidi area, Umasike down to Afrique, Oyolisa, potholes. We also handle areas like Umasike up to the local government secretariats and then Iyen perform more. And also places like Mbo Junction to Boromi, and then areas like Agul Avenue, Mercedes Avenue Road, part of the Dam Flyover at New Pass, and then Bomuji Road, part of Inland Doors, Ikem to Umuji to Ikem, Apatete, and Idan areas. These are the areas we've been able to handle in terms of pothole.
Honorable Asha Nnabife's natural welfarist disposition further explains his warm reception and popularity amongst the people.
I felt that from the local government angle, we have enough unqualified engineers within the works department. These are my staff. I need to put them to work because if we're having a road project like potholes filling and construction of roads and the bridge, and I have qualified workers and engineers and quantity surveyors, I should put them to use. This is one. It will enable them acquire experience and be able to face bigger projects in the future. This is one. Two, within the areas we carry out these projects, you have people who live around there who also participate in what we are doing. We're able to put them to work and we pay them on daily basis. These are minor laborers and the people, carpenters, iron benders within the area. We put them to work and we make them to be part of the project, and so they benefited and people are happy.
It takes an ingenious administrator to effectively manage the affairs of the boisterous council, whose component towns present peculiar teaching needs, some of whose emergency inclinations are enough to disorientate any less endowed administrator. But Honorable Asha Nnabuife, a barrister, would not be deterred from consistently rendering transformational services to his population, which cuts across highly and internationally acclaimed persons in every field of human endeavor. Barrister Asha Nnabuife superintends over a prized cultural heritage identifiable in the ancient traditional stools and other instruments that constitute the cherished culture of Idemili North. He effectively deploys his hold on his environment in upholding calm and sustainable stability in an otherwise volatile milieu.
I have the largest in size population. I have the largest in terms of population. The staff of this local government have been very cooperative, and they are peaceful here because they understand the way we work. We work as a team, and we carry each other as we work. They are part of what we are doing. And so, since I came, I've never had any major issue with the workers.
To ensure sanity on the streets and markets, Honorable Barrister Asha Nnabuife does not only employ verbal advocacy against hawking and street trading, he devotes time to enforce decorous use of the streets and markets. Recognizing cleanliness and decency as health enhancers, Honorable Barrister Nnabuife insists on uplift of hygiene and aesthetic values of the environment. This he evidently demonstrated in the beautification of the local government headquarters and the use to which he successfully put the otherwise disorderly vast space under the flyover at New Auto Spare Parts and Ball. He rehabilitated the borehole in the council headquarters, reticulated water, and ensures its regular supply.
I have passion for cleanliness. When I came in, I saw the pathetic nature of under the flyover at New Parts. A lot of refuse were being dumped there, and not just that, it became a place where hoodlums do all manner of things. And I decided to evacuate the place. If you know how the place used to look, I decided to evacuate it, and then because it's a federal government project, so I was able to work and got permission from His Excellency that I want to undertake that place and put it to proper use, beautify the place, and make sure that the place is look like a modern place. And His Excellency directed that I should go to Lagos, and I spent about 2-3 weeks in Lagos looking at what Lagos turned a place like that into. Went to Falomo in Ikoyi, I went to Juelepa, I saw those flyovers and saw that they turned them into mini car park and beautified the place. I took pictures and I came to discuss with His Excellency, who has given so much support to me and the local government and the good people of Idemili. And he gave his approval I should go ahead and turn the place into what I saw in Lagos when I went to understudy Lagos. And that is what we find it. So we're able to beautify the place, clear the refuse and stop people from dumping refuse there. Today it's being used as car park, and if you go there you see some sanity. The local government also, before I came in here, it was not the way you see it now. I've been able to put a lot of things in place, beautify the place, and also carry out some pothole patching within the local government. The frontage of the local government also, if you look at it, you see the beautification. All these things are to make the local government look like a government premises and public place where people will come in and enjoy the serenity of the environment. Yeah. There was no water, and first thing I noticed was my workers of the local government who are walking across the road with jerrycan to fetch water into the local government. I said no, so I had to get reactivated an existing borehole that was abandoned for a very long time, includes about 6 years or so. So I reactivated it and got overhead tank, and then got in workers to recuperate the water within the compound. So we now have water almost every department.
By his brilliant stewardship as the Transition Committee Chairman of Idemili North Local Government, Barrister Nnabuife has confidently acquitted himself as a leader and a team player capable of maximally managing human and material resources for the utmost benefit of humans and society. Barrister Nnabuife's consummate managerial trait and his youthfulness predispose him for greater administrative and leadership responsibilities, particularly at this age when society direly grounds for purposeful and resourceful leaders. Long live Idemili North Local Government Area. Long live Anambra State. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria.